Hello everyone, welcome to Coordinate Boots. So today this is the second session of the Python full course. So last day we just had an introduction to the Python. So today we'll be discussing about some more fundamentals about the Python. So before getting into the real programming, we'll have to understand some of the fundamentals of this programming language. Okay, so the topics that we are going to cover today is are one is data types in Python. Then we'll do the basic scripting of in Python. Then next is like we will create some functions in Python. We'll learn how to create some functions in the Python. Okay, so before discussing about various data types in Python, so first thing is do you know what is a data type? So why we need data type? So if you see any programming language, irrespective of whether it is Python, Java, C, every programming language you will see something called data type and data structure. So what is this data type? In simple terms, I usually use an example. We have basically matter in various states: solid, liquid, gas. So why we are basically categorizing this in items like solid, liquid, and gas? So one of the main reason is, let's say you're going to buy oil. So oil is like a liquid. Okay, so if you go with a cotton bag, okay, will you be able to buy that oil if you don't have a container for that oil? The answer is no, right? The reason is oil has its own, liquid has its own properties. So because of that, we need to handle liquid in a specific way. Similarly, you're going to buy some sugar. So there, in this case, we'll be able to buy sugar in a cotton bag. Okay, so because we can carry sugar, or let's say we are buying some other solid item, let's say salt or rice or whatever. So you can carry it in a cotton bag. So the basic thing is, the fundamental is, the depending upon the type, the property of that particular type is different, and depending upon that properties, the way you can handle a particular type is different. So liquid, you need to handle it in a specific way. Similarly, gas. So the most commonly used commercial gas is like the cooking gas. So will you be able to buy a cooking gas in a bottle or just in a paper cover? No, right? So we need like a gas cylinder. It's a liquefied petroleum gas, but still I'm giving. Let's consider it as gas only. So we'll not be able to handle or carry gas in a paper bag. So that means each has its own properties, and the way to handle that is different. So that is the same with, in case of like our programming, the software system or computer systems. Let's say a number. So you can add numbers. 10 plus 10 is 20. So if the numbers, if you consider it as numbers, then 10 plus 10 is 20. But if you consider these are strings, what will happen? 10 plus 10 is not 20. So you will see like a appended concatenated string, right? So you will see 10 plus 10. You will see in some languages, some specific programming languages, especially in Python, 10 plus 10 will give you 1010. Okay, so that's why we have specific data types, okay, for handling specific data. Okay, that's why we have integers, okay, float, complex, string, different data types. Because otherwise people will think, why can't we use like a single data type and load everything in that particular data type? Let's say, think about string. You can actually store everything in string, right? You can keep like a number also in the string. Let's say a equal to double quotes. Within double quotes, if you keep 10, what will happen? 10 is a string. So but the problem is, you will not be able to do the operations like greater than, less than. Okay, so addition, subtraction, the mathematical operations, you will not be able to operate on that string. So you need that to be a number to do this, perform this operation. So like this, internally, when the computer processes also, the way it handles internally is different. That is the reason we have these different data types. Date, let's say 30th December and 1st January. So which one is like basically from a sequence perspective, which one is ahead? 1st January is ahead, right? So if it is in date, if the type is date, this will be handled automatically. Okay, so I hope you understood the fundamentals of data type. Okay, so this is how this is why we have these data types. And in Python it supports, like, it has several data types, and the some of the built-in data types are like listed here. So one is like the categories are listed here. We have numeric data types for handling numbers. So those are integer, float, complex. So integer is for basically storing integer values, okay, so of unlimited length. Okay, float means anything with a decimal point. Okay, here we use float. In some other languages we have something called double, okay, all those things, but in Python we don't have double. So anything with decimal points you can use float. And for handling complex numbers we have complex. And for handling string, in some languages we have character separate and string separate, but here I mean we have one, just a string type. So you can store characters, words, length, of any length in this string type. Then next is like the sequence type for storing sequence, like an array, or like a series of items. Okay, so we have list, tuple, range. So it has its own properties. We'll discuss about those individual types later. So list is like what? It is like an array. Okay, it's a list of items. So list can be of anything. A list of string, list of integer, a list of a combination of string and integer. So it's up to what we need to store. So tuple also, it's immutable. So there is a difference between list and tuple. So it's again like similar to list, but list can be modified, but a tuple cannot be modified. It's immutable. Okay, so range is like what? Range of 1 to 100. That means like the numbers from 1 to 100. So it's all sequence types. Okay, that is available in Python. Then binary types. We have byte array, memory view. So this is basically for handling binary data types. So next is like mapping. I think last day, so I think people who are familiar with JSON, so we can actually link with the dictionary. So it's like a key value pair. Okay, so this data type supports like a key value pair structure. Okay, so key value pair means there will be a key for every value. So or we can say like a simple table, consider a simple table. So left hand side we have one item, like right hand side. So it's like match the following kind of. So I'll show you the example of a map. Okay, so so this dictionary is something that we use for doing the mapping. Then we'll go through the examples of these. Boolean is for storing Boolean data. Okay, so Boolean is what? True, false. Okay, these are like Boolean. Okay, then set is basically what? Set is like again another data type. So there are like set, frozen set. So we'll go through like each of these types one by one. Okay, so some of these common types that you need or that you use in your day-to-day programming, even if you write a simple program, are like string, number. Okay, then mostly sequence types, and the mapping and Boolean. Okay, these are some of the data types that you use commonly in your day-to-day programming. Okay, so before getting into an example, so let's understand some fundamental some basics in Python. So one is how to basically write comments in Python. So this, let me open my PyCharm. So here you can see PyCharm. So last day we have just created some examples like a equal to 10, b equal to 20. So as we know, like Python is an interpreted programming language. So it executes line by line. Okay, it interprets the entire program line by line. Okay, so every line is treated. So if it is not a comment, it will be executed, right? So then how will we keep a comment in Python? So it's simple. If you use hash, then it is a comment. Okay, so I'm just putting hash and sample program. So if I am just keeping hash sample program and c equal to a plus b and print c. Okay, so this you can even write or execute this in the shell also. So you can see the value of c. Okay, so here you can see c got printed, and this first line, the line number 1, got skipped because it's a comment. Okay, so comment you can handle with hash. The next is let's discuss about the numeric data type. So here a equal to 10. Okay, so let's print what is the type of a. Print type of a. What is the type of a? So we can see what is the type of a. It will show class int. It's of type integer. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's do b equal to, in quotes I'll put hello, print type of b. Okay, now let's see what it will print. So it should print string. So first it will print the type of a, that is int, and second it is printing the type of b, that is a string type. Okay, so and we have seen like I mean a plus b, if it is like I mean numbers, it is giving the sum, right? So if you do like I mean string, if you string in case of string, let's say c equal to world. Okay, so let me do b plus c. Okay, print let's see d equal to b plus c. Okay, and let's print d. Let's see what happens. So here in this case you will see hello world, it got appended. So that means if the type is of string, if you are doing plus, if you are doing an arithmetic operation with plus, what it will do, it will append the strings. Finally you will get the appended string. Okay, so you can even do the same thing here also. So you can even do like I mean b plus c. Okay, you can do it here also, it will do the same thing. Instead of like I mean assigning to a variable and printing it, you can directly do it here. So same, another option is hello, then plus world. This also you can do. Okay, so this you don't have to worry about this. You just need to put hello plus world. It will just again print the hello world. It will do operations inside this one also. Then let's discuss about float. Okay, so a equal to 10.0550. Okay, print type of a. Okay, so it will do float because I have given a decimal point, and 10.5 to represent this I have used this, so it will give me float. Okay, and division is simple. So let's say like I mean b equal to a by 2. Let's see what it is, and we will print b, the value of b. Okay, so sorry, I am not printing. Am I printing b? Oh, I'm printing type of b. Instead of type of b, I'll print b, the value of b. So it's giving 5.25. It is giving the exact division. 10.5 divided by 2 is, and let's print type of b. It should be float because it's again a float. Number is float. Okay, so integer divided by float or a float divided by integer, the output is always going to be float. Okay, I hope you understood this one. Then next is like I mean string anyway we have discussed. So okay, string, I'll show you like some more variations in the string. So we have seen only like single word strings, right? So let's think about like I mean a equal to hello world. So this we have seen. Okay, but think about the situation, we want to print or store a multi-line string. Okay, how will we store that? So and one more thing, before even multi-line string, let's think about like this case also, world. Okay, so both the strings are same because it accepts, Python accepts single quotes or double quotes. We can use either of these to store string, but we cannot do this. A combination of single and hello, single and double is not accepted. So if you are using single quotes, you have to use opening and closing with single quotes. If you are using double quotes, you have to do opening and closing with double quotes. Okay, you cannot do a combination of single and double. Okay, so this will be useful in some cases, like let's say my string itself. Okay, so something like my dad's car. Okay, car. If you see this string has, the C has a single quotes in it. So what is the best way to enclose it? The best way to enclose it is with double quotes. Similarly, if the string has a double quotes in it, the best way to enclose it is with the help of single quotes. But if it has a combination of single and double quotes, there are ways to escape the characters. Okay, that we'll discuss later in the advanced session. But to start with, I mean, I'll go with simple steps. Okay, so I hope I mean you understood single and double quotes, strings, everything. Okay, so the next string that we are going to learn is basically multi-line string. So we can use triple quotes, okay, either triple single quotes or triple double quotes. Okay, friends, so this is like a multi-line string. Okay, let me print D. So D is, you see, D is getting printed multi-line, and let's see what is the type of D. So this will show string. Okay, that means, and I'll show E, which is again the same thing. Instead of triple single quotes, I'll use triple double quotes. Okay, same thing. E, okay, type of E, it will be, we're expecting string. Yes, it came string, and we will print E. We will see what it is. It has to be string. So it's, yes, it is the same thing. So I hope you are clear with this. Okay, the integer, string, okay, and the various type of string, comments. Okay, so then we will go cover one more data type, that is Boolean. Okay, so a equal to true. Okay, so print, okay, print of a, print type of a, we'll do type of a also, type of a. Okay, so let's see how, what it will be. Okay, so here if you see, yeah, you can see a got printed, it's true, and what is the type? It is of type bool, it's a Boolean type. Okay, so I'll tell you what are the scenarios where we need to use. So here, let's say, like, I mean, if think about the scenario. Okay, so b equal to 10. Okay, so a equal to 20, b equal to 20. Okay, if I just want to check whether a equal to b, a equal to b. Okay, so then print hello. So what is this? This is like, I mean, we are checking, it's a conditional operation, right? If a equal to b, so that means if it is true, this statement is true, then the transfer will go directly here. Else what? Print not equal. Okay, equal, and this is like not equal. Okay, so now in this case it will be equal because both are same. Okay, 201, I am putting b equal to 201. Now it should not be equal. Now it is not equal. Okay, so then another thing is, I mean, basically, like, I mean, if we can actually use this for evaluating conditions, okay, and statuses, everything. This Boolean, I think, I hope I don't have to explain it again and again, because this is basically used for evaluating conditions and statuses, everything. Okay, so that is there with Boolean. Just like true, we have Boolean value false also. Okay, so now next is the Python coding standards. Okay, so Python coding standards, if you see right now, I have written most of this whatever I have given in as part of the example. So most of these are written just like normal scripts. Okay, so that means Python can be written just like scripts. So that's why some people, we can say, like, I mean, Python is a scripting language. We can even say Python is a programming language. The reason is it can be written as a string, like scripts, or we can even write it like a proper program. Okay, proper, like, I mean, programs with modules. Okay, complex programs we can write it in Python. That is one of the advantage of Python. Okay, so the fundamental thing here is Python programs are readable. It will look like English. Okay, so just if you know English, you can read, you can understand the Python program, you can understand the Python program. Okay, so that's why, like, I mean, here, just like what we learned in school, in mathematics we have equations, right? Similar to that, we can write scripts. That is why, like, I mean, we call Python as like beginners programming language also. Okay, so but there are some standards. Okay, if you see, there are nothing like, see, Python works with indentation, so there is nothing like brackets or anything to separate code blocks. How it works is basically with indentation. So that is why I recommend always to use some IDEs like PyCharm or Visual Studio Code, so that the indentation will be proper. Let's say if I do wrong indentation, so if just below this if I basically keep the print here, you can see here there is like some red line, and here also you will see red line. Reason is you will get an indentation error. You will see indentation error expected and indented block. Okay, so if you just keep one space also, it will be syntactically correct, but it is very difficult to understand with one space. So as a convention, we usually uses 4 spaces, okay, for each block. Okay, so 4 spaces for each block, that is a convention. Okay, so and then the variable names. Okay, so A, B and all, like I mean I have given for examples, but in real programs never use like these kind of variables without meaning. Technically it is correct, syntactically it is correct, but when it comes to application, you will not have any idea about what that variable is. So that's why like I mean always use some meaningful variable names. So you can find all the Python coding standards. Okay, so from Python PEP8 standards. Okay, so this is like from the official website of Python itself. You can refer to this PEP8 style guide for Python code. Okay, so this is like I mean a detailed document, and you can refer to this for understanding the complete coding convention. This is like a very detailed one, so I'm not going to go through everything, but I'll give you some high level things. So usually we use lowercase for all the variable names, okay, function names, everything in Python. Okay, so that's why if you see in my program, I have not used any capital letter, so everything lowercase. And if you are using a class, the first letter we use like capital letter. Okay, so we can use like I mean capital. If you see connection error C and E, so if you're defining a class, you can use capital, you can start that name with capital letter. But in general, for variables, name of functions, everything, we use lowercase. Okay, and there is an underscore convention for like private variables, so we can actually start you can define like I mean underscore A. Okay, so equal to 10. So this is like I mean a way to define like I mean private variables. Okay, so there are I mean some techniques for underscore. You will see something like this one, underscore A. This is also like a supported variable. Okay, so then you will see something like underscore A underscore. So you will see underscore A. So this is like I mean you will see so these kind of naming convention. So with single underscore, usually like I mean this is for defining private variable, and underscore A it is basically for super private. Okay, so that's like I mean it's not even like I mean it's not even public. Okay, we cannot use it for outside the function. Those kind of variables we keep it like underscore. Okay, so these are all practices. So I think I mean once you get into the advanced, you will be able to understand this. Okay, so next part is like I mean quickly we'll get into how to write a function. Okay, because if you write line by line in Python, the program works, but to modelize, to organize the program in a proper way, we need to understand Python function. Okay, so Python function, to define a Python function, the keyword is def. Okay, def defines a Python function. Next is we need to define the name of the function. Okay, so I am just defining like a function with add numbers. So add underscore numbers, I have used lowercase. This is as per the convention, and then I have to use brackets. Okay, open close bracket, then semicolon. So this defines the function, and under this it's a block. So I have to basically give 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4 spaces. Then here I can do my operation. Okay, so sum, okay, equals, okay, sum equals, I can do like a plus b. Okay, so but from where I'm getting this value for a and b, because I'm not getting the value from anywhere, right? So inside this bracket I can pass arguments a comma b. Okay, like this I can pass arguments. So when we call the function, we can pass arguments a comma b, and those arguments, okay, can be used in the function. So let's first do something without these arguments. So let's discuss about this add numbers as the second example. So let's do print hello as the first function. Hello, print hello, and in this function what we'll do, we'll not pass any argument, we'll just do print, okay, and hello. Okay, this is the function, that's it. So what we are doing here is just printing a line, and let me execute this program. Okay, let me execute this program. So when I run this, you won't see anything here. Okay, the reason is that means this line number 2 did not get executed. Okay, line number 2 did not get executed. So how to execute this? We need to invoke the function. Okay, for invoking the function, we need to call that function name like this somewhere in the program. Okay, so for that I am calling print hello like this. Okay, so once I call this, what will happen? It is called and then it will execute. From there it will execute. The control will go to the function definition and it will execute the function. That's why you see here now the hello is getting printed here. Okay, hello is getting printed here. Okay, so now next is let's discuss about the add numbers. Okay, the example that we used to, the function that we used to add two numbers. So add numbers. Okay, so here I'll pass two variables, two arguments, okay, a and b parameters, then sum equal to a plus b, okay, print sum, okay, print sum. Okay, so this, if you see, so here you see there is a warning in the sum. Reason is there is a built-in function with the name sum. Okay, that's the reason it is showing the warning. I can use, this will work, but maybe I'll use another variable, sum of numbers I'll use. Okay, sum of numbers. Okay, so now let's see here also, if I just run this, what will happen? It will not do anything because this will not get executed. So the control will go inside only if you call that function. Okay, add numbers, what I am doing, 10, 20. Okay, so if I do this, what will happen? So it will call the add numbers. Now you see it will be 30. Okay, so but here the value, the output of the function is directly getting printed here. It is not returning anything. Okay, it's not returning anything. Let's say x equal to add numbers, and then add numbers of this. I'm just calling this function and just trying to retrieve the value from the return of function. Okay, let me run this. You will see 30, it is getting printed here, and then value of x is what? None. That means this function did not return anything. Okay, that means there are two type of function that returns something, function that returns nothing. Okay, so this function did not return anything. Okay, so let's modify the program. So instead of print over there, I'll just use return statement. Okay, if I use return, what will happen? This will return this value. Okay, and this will transfer the response here. Okay, the return will be assigned to this variable x. Now let's see what is getting printed. Okay, now you will see when I printed x, you will see the return, whatever I am returning from here, you will see that is getting returned, that value. And you can even return something like this, sum of numbers, comma a, comma b. Okay, so what will happen here? I am returning 3 items, right, in comma separated. So let's see what is getting printed. If I am doing that, you see it is basically giving you what? It's a tuple, right? It's giving you like an array of items, right? 3 items. So x, how will you basically traverse over a list? Okay, or a tuple? You can do the positional arguments, right? So let's see, x of 0, x of 1, x of 2. Okay, this is how you traverse over an array. Okay, the array means it can be list or a tuple. Okay, so because why I have used 0, so in case of an array, So it will be, the index will start from 0. The position, first position will be, the index value will be 0, then 1, 2. So x of 0 will be the first, this one. X of 1 will be this one. X of 2 will be this one. So third item will be x of 2. I hope this is clear. So with this, I think we have covered the, again, some more fundamentals of Python. Okay, so I have not covered the details of like list, dictionary, etc., and the for remaining data types. So list and dictionary, I'll cover it in a separate session. So keep following this channel. So I'll be uploading the contents related to list and dictionary. I'll take it as a separate topic. So I hope this this video is clear, and this content is useful. So if you have any feedbacks or comments or queries or anything, so you feel free to comment below this video. So thank you everyone.